All right, hi everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for being patient as we were waiting on those last few people to join us. We're so excited to have you guys here. It's gonna be really important information coming at you, so feel free to take as many pictures as you would like. We're also gonna post the recording of this to our website here within the next week or so. If you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to pop those in the chat, and someone's gonna be in there just answering them for you. And then if your question doesn't get answered at the end, we're going to have a little FAQ session. So don't worry about that.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're just gonna do some quick introductions. My name is Gabby McHale. I am the Vice President of Recruitment for PHC.
And then I'm Ashlyn. I'm the Director of Recruitment Logistics. And we are so excited to have you guys here.
Yes, and also I'm gonna be in the chat answering questions while Ashlyn gives the presentation. So I'll be trying to answer as quick as I can.
Okay, so just as a little overview so that way you guys kind of have an idea of what we're going to be going over today. The first thing we're going to be going over is our timeline at a glance. So this is basically just going to be the like a quick little rundown of what your week is going to look like as you go through recruitment. And then after that, we're going to break down each of our individual rounds, kind of talk about a little bit what to expect, how long you can expect to be there. Then we're going to dive into a couple of schedule examples just so that way you have an idea of what it might look like. And then we're also going to go over a couple of different summer dates just so that way you guys know when to expect further Zoom informational sessions, as well as just kind of when you can expect to hear from us.
Sorry, y'all. I'm having slight issues with the Zoom. I cannot see the chat. So you're gonna see my home screen for a little bit. Okay, it's not popping up. Okay, 1 second. Ashlyn, do you see the chat?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be at the very like bottom of your Zoom screen. Queen, you got this.
I'm not seeing the chat at all. Okay, yo. I'll figure this out. Let me just go back to the presentation. Okay, hold on. It's not popping up.
I can see it, so if we don't get to it during the presentation, we'll just go through all of them.
After.
I'm sure you guys all have pretty similar ones.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and then we also have our Panhellenic president, Hannah. She's going to be also in the chat answering questions for you guys, so just be on the lookout for answers from her. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our timeline at a glance. So this is just going to kind of be broken up into two parts, the first part of the week and then the second half. Recruitment week will be during the second half of welcome week. So it's going to be after you move in, you're going to attend a couple of welcome week events with LSU, and then you're going to have a specific time blocked off for you to attend our events. So the first event that we're going to have is Ice Water. That's going to be August 19th from 5 to 6:30. Tuesday, you're going to have a welcome week activity scheduled. Just, whenever you get your welcome week schedules from LSU, you'll just kind of follow that. On Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have our philanthropy round. So this will be split into 2 different days. And then we're going to get a little bit deeper into that whenever we get into our specifics. And then moving on to the next half of the week. So Friday, August 23rd is going to be Sisterhood. That's going to be from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday will be Preference. And then Sunday, we're going to have Bid Day. And then that following Monday is going to be your first day of class as an LSU Tiger.
So exciting.
Okay, so round 1 is Ice Water. Like I said, this is going to be August 19th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Ice Water is the first round of formal recruitment, and we like to consider this a virtual round. So basically what this means is you will not be meeting our chapters face-to-face during the first round of recruitment. Instead, you're going to be meeting with your Gamma Chi and your Gamma Chi group. So in case you don't know, your Gamma Chi is a disaffiliated sorority woman who's been through the process of recruitment and who knows all of the ins and outs of what it looks like as both a PNM and an active member. She's going to kind of be there to guide you through the entire week. You're going to be able to go to her with any questions, concerns, or just anything in general that you might have that you want to ask about. She's going to be there kind of as your mentor, your guider, and overall just your big sister during the week of recruitment. And then as well as the girls that are in your Gamma Chi group, you're going to be paired with about 10 to 15 other girls, and all of you are going to be going through the same recruitment week. So it's just really fun to talk about your experiences and lean on them. They're going to be your biggest support system throughout the week of recruitment. So Ice Water is going to give you the opportunity to meet with them face to face, and see the girls that you're going to be with all week. So during this round, you're going to get the opportunity to get a closer look into each of our chapters through what we call an Ice Water video. So essentially what this is our chapters, make videos and they're going to make those available to you guys. So that way you can kind of get to see what, just like a small little glimpse into like what sisterhood is, or maybe you're going to hear some testimonies about some of the active members' favorite parts about being in their sorority. And then after watching all 12 videos, you're gonna rank the chapters that you would like to visit the following 2 days, so over philanthropy, and that's gonna be when you're meeting the chapters face to face. Since you aren't meeting chapters during the first round, we really, really, really want to emphasize how important your recruitment registration is. This is basically going to be your first impression to our chapters. So definitely, if you haven't already filled it out, make sure you fill that out in detail. So that way our chapters kind of get a closer look to who you are. So that way everything goes great. If you haven't heard, we did extend the recruitment deadline to August 5th at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. So definitely take your time, fill it out in as much detail as possible. And that's going to be our chapter's way to kind of get to know you a little bit more during this first round. So round 2 is philanthropy. Like I mentioned, this round is going to be split up into 2 different days. So during August 21st, it's going to be the shorter of the two. There's only going to be 5 events during this day, and that's going to be from 3 to 7:30 p.m. And then on August 22nd, it's going to start at 8 a.m. and we're going to have a total of 15 events that you can attend. So during this round, you're going to get to learn all about and ask questions about our chapter's philanthropies. So basically, these are the foundations and charities that they work super closely with throughout the year, just to kind of help bring awareness or raise money or just give time back to their communities. So this is going to be where you get to ask all of those questions, and get to learn all about them. Philanthropy is one of the more fun rounds, I would say. This is definitely like a chance for you to get to learn and really soak in all of the different knowledge and experiences that our chapters have to offer. During these rounds, you're going to get to meet a maximum of 9 houses. So at the end of the second day of philanthropy, once again, like you did for Ice Water, you're going to rank all of the chapters that you would like to visit during the next day of recruitment. And that's kind of how we do the matching process.
I also would say that this round, the conversations, as Ashton said, are a little bit more casual and super fun. It's just kind of your initial meeting, and it's a very good way to get to know the person you're talking to.
All right. Our third round of formal recruitment is the Sisterhood round. This is going to be taking place on August 23rd from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sisterhood is going to give you the opportunity to learn about all of the different amazing and unique aspects of each of our chapters. You will get to meet a total of 6 houses maximum during that day. So we do move from 9 to 6, and we kind of dwindle that down as the days go on. So that way you ultimately can make the decision that's best for you. So you're going to get to ask questions about values, leadership opportunities, involvement, service, and so much more that all of our chapters have to offer. This is really going to kind of be like a more deep conversation than philanthropy was. This is really when you'll get to ask all of the questions about different things that you can get involved in and different things that you can do during your first year in the chapter. This is really just a great way to kind of see which of your values align with the values of the chapter that you're visiting, and is probably the most fun round of recruitment. The conversations are just so amazing. You get to hear about all of the different fun and unique aspects of the chapters. You'll get to talk with the girls one-on-one just as you did in philanthropy, and really just hear about all of the fun things that make their sisterhood.
All right.
All right. The final round of formal recruitment is preference. This is probably the most formal round that we have. You'll get to hear a little later on in the summer and at one of our further info sessions kind of about a little bit deeper of a look into how this goes and like different things you can wear and stuff. But this is where you're going to get to hear more moving and heartwarming stories from each of our chapters. This is a very testimony heavy round. So this is where you're going to get to kind of hear some deep stories from from a few of the active members of the chapter. And you're just going to get a really, really, really deep look into what being a member of a particular chapter truly looks like. This is probably the most emotional round. I know I got super emotional during this round with both of the houses that I visited. So, like I said, we do kind of dwindle down the amount of houses that you are able to visit during the rounds. During this one, we do move from a maximum of 6 to a maximum of 2 houses. So this is a much smaller event day. There's not as much really kind of going on. So this one is going to be from 12 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And after this, you're going to get to rank just as you did in the previous rounds. All right. And then on August 25th at 9 a.m. is bid day. So bid day marks the final day of formal recruitment. On this day, you're going to find out which house you were extended a bid from. So in case you don't know, a bid is essentially just an invitation to join a particular sorority. So if you receive a bid from a sorority, that means that they are inviting you to join their sisterhood. They are inviting you into their home. And it is just so much fun. After you open your bid, you'll get to run to your house and spend the day and celebrate with your new sisters. Okay, so next we're going to kind of move into schedule examples because I know it can be a lot when you hear, oh, you have 20 events in a single round. You will not be attending 20 events back to back. That is a lot. So this is an example of what you're going to be seeing. So we use an app called P&M Companion, and basically how this works is very early in the morning between 6 and 8 a.m., depending on which round of recruitment you are. I will personally release your schedule for you to see super early in the morning, and it's going to kind of look something like this. So these are the exact times that we have for philanthropy round. So like I said, on that very first day of philanthropy, the first event will be starting at 3 p.m. and will be running until 3:40 p.m. So just as an example, this is something like how your day could look like. So 3 p.m., our first event, you could be invited to go visit Alpha Delta Pi. And then the second event at 3:55, you could be invited to visit Alpha Phi. And then Event 3, you don't have an event scheduled. So basically, this is just to give you a break because it is super hectic. And although it is super fun, it can be a little overwhelming whenever you have to visit so many chapters back to back. So having these breaks kind of put in here, is just a way to make sure that, you know, you get to take a little break and you don't have to run up and down the row in your high heels. Or it's Louisiana at the end of the summer. It's going to be super, super, super hot. So maybe this will give you the opportunity to kind of go grab some water, grab a snack, chill inside, touch up your makeup or your hair, just anything that you want to do during that event. And then event 4, moving on, you could very well have an event scheduled off, and so forth and so forth. So for August 21st, which is that first day of philanthropy, there are only 5 events total. You could be invited to all 5. You could be invited to none for that day. It just kind of depends on how you rank the chapters, and just essentially how the schedules fit between the two. And then moving into the second day, there are 15 total events. You will not be attending all 15 events. That's a lot. So we do want to make sure that we are able to build those breaks in for you guys throughout the day. All right. Next is going to be our sisterhood example. I know this says philanthropy, but okay, yeah. So this is going to be our sisterhood. So this is the second formal round of recruitment, aka the third day. So there are only 12 events total during this day. So we do move from 20 total events to 12 events. Since you can only visit a maximum of 6 houses during this day, same for philanthropy, you will not be going to houses during all 12 events. So bright and early, 9 a.m., first event. You could have nothing scheduled. Congrats, girl. You get to sleep in. I know that's what I wished for. I'm sure that's probably what Gabby wished for.
Absolutely. That was golden.
Running so late on philanthropy, trust me, this is good. And then event 2, you really hit things off with Pi Beta Phi. They invited you back and you ranked them, so you get to visit them and get to learn all about their sisterhood. So forth, so forth. You can kind of just get a look at this. It is also important to note these are going to be the exact words that you will see on the PNM Companion app, so there will be no way to confuse it at all. It'll be very clear whether or not you have an event scheduled for a particular time frame. It will say either the words no event scheduled, or no party. They all be used interchangeably. And then if you do have a chapter scheduled for a particular time frame, it will give the name of that chapter. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But it will be very clear. So don't stress about maybe possibly getting confused. Alrighty, and then next, if you guys want to take a picture of this, please feel free to do so. These are just some important dates to look out for as we move through the summer. So we will be hosting 2 additional PNM info sessions for you guys, other than this one throughout the summer. The next one is going to be on July 12th, and then the third one is going to be on August 1st. Um, And then, like I said earlier, we have extended the registration closing deadline. So that's going to be August 5th at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. So definitely make sure to take your time when filling out the registration form if you haven't already. But do know that you do have until August 5th to get that submitted. And then on August 7th at 5:30 p.m., we are going to be having a parent and family convocation. So if any of your families, parents, or just other supportive guardians or support members in your family have any questions, they can join this. I believe it's going to be over Zoom. So
Yeah.
they'll be able to hop on there, ask all of the questions that they want to just know how to support you guys as you go through this journey. Another great thing to note, we will be doing the Bengal Bound orientations. We'll be tabling at all of them. So if you're going to any of the Bengal Bounds over the summer on LSU's campus, we're going to have a whole table set up. So feel free to stop by, talk to us, ask any questions that you have. Those are going to be
We'll have
from
some fun stickers, so please come say to us.
so much fun stuff. And like I said, we'll be able to answer any questions that you have. So, all right, now we're going to get started with the FAQ session. So let's go ahead. Let me pull up my little notes.
Okay. Let me go see about the. Here we go. Okay.
Okay, so here's one question, dress code for each day. So we are going to be talking about this in one of the later sessions that we have in the summer. So definitely pay attention for that. Another great resource to kind of see maybe what to wear or outfit inspiration for each round. If you go visit our Girl Talk magazine, that has pictures of what to wear during each round of recruitment with a little description, as well as some different places that you could possibly get outfits from. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. If you've already registered for recruitment, the link to that's going to be in your confirmation email that you got. If you haven't and you want to skim through Girl Talk, you can find it on our website.
If you'll have any other questions that you've just thought of, or it doesn't even have to be related to anything we talked about, go ahead and just drop it in the chat and we'll get to it. We'll just give like a few minutes for questions. I know sometimes it can take a little bit to think of things.
Yeah, and I do have some. Let me pull these up. I did send out a Google form. If you registered before May 31st, you got a link to ask some questions. So let me go ahead and get those pulled up.
I just kind of saw a question pop up that, few that says, are recs still important and relevant? So letters of recommendation are recommended but not required for any LSU sorority. If you know someone who is in a chapter, then I think it's great to reach out to them and have them write something on your behalf. You can even go onto the LSU PHC website, and if you go under each chapter's page, there's a community contact email that you can connect with, and they'll help you get someone to write your letter of rec if you don't know anyone. I say try your hardest, to go get them. I think it's a great opportunity to meet new people, to talk, with these alums, but it's not required at all. So do not stress yourself out. I didn't even have one myself for every chapter. I just did the ones that I could get easily, and I just didn't stress myself out because we have a lot of other things going on. I know you're getting ready for college.
Yep, and I will say I didn't submit any letters of recommendation. Truth be told, if you get along and you connect great with the members of a chapter, at the end of the day, those letters of recommendation aren't gonna make or break you. Just go in there and be yourself, and they're gonna love you for who you are, regardless of what a letter of recommendation says. So definitely don't let it stress you out.
No. And then I saw a question asking like how did we know which sorority was for you? I'm not gonna speak on Allison's behalf on this, but I'll kind of tell you on my behalf. The chapter that I'm a part of now, I walked into that house in philanthropy and just absolutely felt at home, felt at ease, felt so comfortable. The stuff that we talked about, like I remember our conversations to this day. One of the things we talked about was how I have a huge celebrity crush on Mark Ruffalo, and so did she. We were just like giggling about such silly things, but like they were just so like easy to talk to. We laughed. I didn't want to leave. I knew that when I walked into that house, I felt at home. And so like that's kind of how I knew. Like I knew from the get-go, and I still was open to other houses, but like it always came back to that chapter. At the end of the day, when I saw them on my schedule, I didn't care about anything else. Like if I didn't get another house back, I was upset, but I would see the house that I'm a part of now and nothing else would matter. I'd be like, okay, well at least I got this house back. So that's just kind of how I knew my house was home.
Yeah, from a different perspective, I actually, I had two chapters that I kind of had my eye on the entire week that I was moving through, and I actually had a really tough decision to make on preference day. I know one of the questions I got is why do people say recruitment is stressful? That's one of the reasons. You're going to connect with a lot of people because you're going to be meeting a lot of people. So trying to decide, where you feel like your heart belongs. I mean, it can be a difficult decision to make. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to choose what you feel is best, and you're gonna have so many supporters behind you that you'll know.
Yeah. And also kind of what Ashton said too, like, when it came down for me for preference, the two houses that I prefed with, I loved both of them, but one thing I thought of was how did I always feel in the beginning? And I just always brought it back to that feeling of walking in philanthropy at that house and just knowing I was like, okay, like I couldn't stop smiling. Anytime I talked about it, I literally couldn't stop smiling. That's just kind of my spiel. And then I saw a question about for if you have a break, you absolutely can go back to your dorm. You can stay on the row. You can go to anywhere you want. But if you only have one party in between, we usually recommend that you just stay on the row because you have to line up 15 minutes beforehand. So there's no point of leaving. We just don't want you to be rushed. But if you have longer than one or two parties, we don't mind wherever you go. If you want to go back to your dorm, that's absolutely your decision.
Another question about letters of recommendation and references. Um, Unfortunately, Panhellenic doesn't facilitate it. It is just, we have so many chapters and so many of them have different ways of operating. So in order to get the most accurate information about each chapter, we highly recommend reaching out to them, whether you be a student, a parent, or an alumni that is writing a letter of recommendation on behalf of the PNM. We have a community contact listed for each and every single one of our chapters on our website underneath the chapters tab. So if you have a particular chapter in mind that you're thinking about getting a letter of recommendation for, you can go ahead and go on to their page that's on our website. It gives you a little bit of information about letters of recommendation. If they gave that information to us, we did go ahead and put it on the website. But like I said, there is a community contact on there that you can reach out to with any specific questions, kind of regarding their specific process for references and letters of recommendation.
Okay, and then I'm seeing some questions. Okay, so one of them I just saw how are Gamma Chi groups made and isn't random. So I really should know this because I was a Gamma Chi last year. It definitely is random. I'm trying to think if it's done by PNM number, and I can't remember, but it is super random. It's either done by PNM number or it's just a random process. Um, Honestly, if you're from Louisiana, there's probably a chance that you'll know maybe like one girl in your group, but I didn't know anyone in my group, and it was awesome. I'm still friends with some of those girls. One of the girls actually went in my same sorority, and it was so fun just having each other on bid day. Like I knew someone, so it's a good group of girls.
Mhm. Um,
Um,
okay, wait, here's a really good question regarding the ranking system. So just a little bit more in depth, and we will go over this during Ice Water whenever you meet your Gamma Chi group. Your Gamma Chi is gonna go really, really, really in depth into this just so that way you know exactly what you're doing. So basically how it works is we do have 12 chapters that go through the formal recruitment process. So you will get to watch all 12 ice water videos. You will watch all 12 ice water videos. After watching those videos, there's going to be 9 spots, and all 9 of those spots are going to be your number one. So basically, what that means is I want to visit all 9 of these houses, and then you'll have 3 spots after that that are like, hey, here are the next order of houses that I would like to visit if, I'm not invited back to the top 9 houses that I chose. So that's kind of how that goes. So you will be ranking your first 9 houses that you would like to visit during the philanthropy round. And then same thing after philanthropy, you'll be moving from a maximum of 9 houses to a maximum of 6 houses. So you're going to rank your top 6 houses, or if you got 5, you'll rank your top 5 for so on and so on. And it makes a lot more sense whenever you can see it in the P&M Companion app. They give really detailed descriptions. It's super easy. It's a little hard to explain using words, but it does make a lot of sense whenever you are
And
actually able to see it.
sorry, I was answering some questions, so I kind of zoned out. But what Ashton was saying about your game of Kais is every time you have to go rank your houses, you have to go to your Gamma Kai and they have to give you a code to put into your phone. So they're gonna go over it with you. And like I asked my girls at least 3 times, is this what you want it to be? Like, are these the houses you want ranked? And so you're never going to submit by yourself. You're always going to have to do with your Gamma Chi when you're doing it. So she'll make sure that like you are 100% aware of what you're doing and like what you're submitting. So she'll be like, okay, you sure you want these houses? Like this is what you want. And and y'all will be like, yeah. And then she'll go ahead and move on with it. Hey, Ashley, you want to answer some? I'm typing some out right now.
Okay, yeah, you're good. So preference day, there is a questions about that. It is the most formal day. We do kind of give inspiration about like, things that most girls are going to be wearing. So, you will not be required to wear any specific article of clothing besides philanthropy day. You will be provided a shirt for the philanthropy round that you will be required to wear. But other than that, if you want to wear a skirt, a dress, heels, sneakers, whatever you feel most comfortable in and whatever you feel most confident in, that's what we want you to wear. On preference day, you're going to be running up and down the road to your houses for 4 days now. So we understand your feet hurt. If you don't want to wear heels, by all means, you do not have to wear heels. It's whatever makes you comfortable and whatever makes you confident. So flats and wedges, even sneakers, whatever you feel comfortable in, you're more than welcome to wear.
Also, you'll be getting a tote bag when you meet with your Gamma Chi and you get your stuff. So like you also, if you like really want to wear heels, you can wear heels and then put some sandals in your bag. Like a lot of girls, I did this. I brought my heels and I put flip-flops in my bag. So after I got done with the house, I was like, okay, I'm take off my heels. I put my flip-flops on, and that's how I walked because I was like, I'm not getting blisters because I had already gotten them during philanthropy round, and I was like, I cannot do this. So I still wanted to wear heels, but I brought myself comfy shoes to wear.
Yep, and you'll see a lot of girls doing that up and down the road because, like I said, after 4 days running up and down that row in that Louisiana heat, you are going to be melting and your feet are going to be hurting. So, like I said, whatever makes you comfortable, it's something everyone does. Here's another. Oh, did you have something else?
Well, I was gonna say, I see a lot of questions in the chat about like references and like how we want them submitted, what do we recommend online, like all of this stuff. And like, unfortunately, like as Ashlyn has said, we do not do anything to facilitate recommendation letters. It's done through alums, like alumni. So, however, their chapter wants them to submit it. I know that when I was getting mine, one of the chapters I got a letter for, it was just an online thing that she filled out. And then another chapter wanted something printed out and sent in. So we just don't know the answer to that. I wish we could help, but you're just gonna have to figure it out through that community contact information is what I would highly recommend. Like I said, I wish we could give you more, but each chapter just does it in their own way.
Another really good question. The P&M video, at least I think this is what it's referencing. So as far as expectations, we do have some guidelines for that P&M video. If you want the specifics worded exactly how it is, you can find that on our website. If you go to recruitment, and then there's going to be a little drop down bar and it'll say P&M videos. Gabby did a wonderful example video. So you guys can watch that. It was really good. So you guys can kind of watch that if you need any help or if you just need like an example to go based on. But as far as expectations go, we do ask that your video is under 2 minutes. Another important thing to note, this is completely optional, although we definitely recommend having one. It is not a requirement for registration, so do not stress about it. But yeah, essentially, it just needs to be you solo as you are. No props, no fancy editing, just a neutral background if you can. And basically we have 3 questions that you're gonna answer in your video, and you'll just follow along. They're gonna be there. You will need to film this before you submit your registration. You cannot submit your video after you've submitted your registration. So definitely have that filmed. All of the guidelines and questions are posted on our website for you to see. So you'll be able to go through and kind of take a look at that before you start your registration process if you haven't done so already. If you experience any issues or if we see any issues, we watch all of the videos before our chapters do. So if there is an issue with it, we'll contact you and just let you know, and give you the opportunity to maybe fix it or refilm it or whatever it is that you feel needs to happen. Definitely do not stress about the P&M videos.
Also, I saw a question about asking if it's normal to get 6 houses back, 9 houses back, 6 houses back, and 2 houses back. And I want to say, like, everyone's process through Rush is completely different. I myself did not get maximum houses back each time, and I still ended up where I'm supposed to be. So do not stress if you do not get maximum houses back. Some girls do, absolutely, and some girls do not. So don't compare yourself to like anyone else. It's everyone's process is unique to their own, like how they work. And so you're going to end up where you're meant to be. I know everyone says that and I know it's the cliche, but I believe that to be 100% true. So if you didn't get 9 houses back, do not worry. If you didn't get 6 back, do not stress. It'll all work out in the end. And I promise that. So that's kind of like what I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I also did not get maximum houses back for any of the rounds. So definitely don't stress about it because I still feel like I ended up exactly where I'm supposed to be too. So definitely, like Abby said, don't stress about it. As far as getting the PNM Companion app now, you can get it now, but you won't be using it until the week of recruitment. So if you get the app now and you go ahead and fill out your information, just make sure you write down everything so that way you can still access that during the week of recruitment. But you're gonna get time whenever you meet your Gamma Chi group to download the app and set up your account. It's not something that you need to have done prior to recruitment week. We're going to give you that time to do that before you watch the videos.
Also, I just saw something about meal plans. Sorry. If you are a sophomore or if you're non-living on campus and you don't have a meal plan, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to get the Greek meal plan. The only thing that you'll have to do is most chapters, or some of the chapters require you to pay for lunch. Some of the times the dinner plan is optional and you don't have to do that, but most of the time the lunch is a required thing that you have to pay for, but you never have to pay for an LSU meal plan if you don't want to.
Yeah.
The
And
only thing,
oh, sorry.
okay, I'll say this one. The only thing is if you're a freshman and you have a meal plan, you're most likely going to switch from your normal meal plan to the Greek meal plan. But we're going to definitely talk more about that stuff during the parent convocation because that's more parent stuff. And if you have questions, our advisor knows a lot more about that than we do, but that's kind of like the simple thing.
Yeah, and most of the time, I know for at least most of the chapters that do have those meal plans, it's built into your dues. So it's not like you're going there every day and then paying for that meal individually. It's something that's already built into what you will be paying already. So it's a lot of people don't even notice that it's there.
Okay. If we haven't answered your question, please like let us know in the chat. I've been trying my best, and I know Ashton has too, to look through everything. Oh, I did see something about rec letters again. If the alum submitted it, that's all they have to do. You don't need to worry about anything having to do with rec letters or anything. And then I saw another question of asking which chapters, if some chapters don't do them, and there is a few chapters that don't that don't require. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones they are. Ashlyn, do you know?
Not right off the top of my head, no.
It should say on the website if they don't take recommendation letters, but you'll know once you reach out to an alum, they'll know. They'll be like, okay, don't worry about that for our chapter. And then, someone asked you does our Gamma Chi meet us? Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, they're all coming in at once. Okay. Do we walk to the houses with our Gamma Chi group? Okay, so last year, it's kind of different each year, but last year, before preference round, we met with our Gamma Chi. My girls came and met with me, and we talked. But usually, you don't meet with your Gamma Chi group every morning because it's just a lot. Like, not everyone has a party at the first party, so there's no point of making everyone come to the row at once. But you will have to meet with your Gamma Chi at the end of each day because you have to meet with her to get the code to submit your rankings. So that kind of answers two questions, I think. Because yeah, you'll get your Gamma Chi will meet with you, or you'll meet with her. You'll probably have to go find her, sadly, at the end of each round to get that code and submit your rankings.
Another thing though, our Gamma Chi's really do help us facilitate the recruitment process as a whole. So you're gonna see your Gamma Chi as you're running up and down the row. She's probably gonna be there, either helping at one of the houses or she's gonna be there hyping up girls, as they
She'll
go.
run with you. I ran with some of my girls when they
Oh,
had to
yeah,
get
if you're
one
like,
end of the row to the other.
oh yeah, if you need to get somewhere, your Gamma Chi is going to be there, or a Gamma Chi is going to be there to help you. That's another amazing thing too. If you have a question and you can't find your Gamma Chi, someone on the road will be able to answer your question. Our Gamma Chis go through really extensive training. They're all going through the same training, so they're all going to be able to help you answer your question. You're going to be assigned to a specific Gamma Chi group, but honestly, I say make as many connections as you can, talk to as many Gamma Chis as you can. It's really great just to hear everyone's different perspectives during recruitment week. So if you have any questions, just find somebody and they'll be able to help you out.
Yeah, I could go on and on about being a Gamma Chi. It was like the best experience of my life. So that'll be awesome. And then I saw another thing. Where do you meet with your Gamma Chis? The first time you're going to meet them is at Icewater. When we meet at the LSU Student Union, you'll meet with your Gamma Chis. They'll have a really cute sign that'll say their group number and that'll say their name. You'll go meet with them. You'll talk to them. And then in the past, you've watched the videos with your Gamma Chis, but this year we're actually doing a Moodle page that will get more information to y'all towards the end of the summer, but you'll join that Moodle page. You'll watch all the videos beforehand. You're going to get a certificate of completion after watching the videos, and then you'll show that to your Gamma Chi when you first meet her at Icewater. But don't stress about that now. That's going to be talked about in way more detail at the end, towards one of our later info sessions.
Yeah, so like she said, don't worry about watching the videos. I'm gonna be in constant contact with every single one of you throughout the summer. So if you have any questions, you can email me, but I'm gonna be giving you guys the most up-to-date and accurate information as we get it. So definitely just check your emails regularly, whichever one you uploaded onto your registration form, as well as your LSU email. You'll probably get each email to both. So definitely just pay attention to that for updates throughout the summer.
Also what to wear to Icewater, wear whatever you want. No one's gonna, you're not gonna see any houses. I mean, I still want to look cute, so like I kind of did like cute athletic wear. They could wear like biker shorts and a cute little t-shirt, but it really doesn't matter. You can wear anything you want. You can dress super fancy if you want, pull out all the stops, or you can show up in sweatpants. It's whatever you want. Just bring yourself. That's what matters.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I see another one about letter of recs. Your letter of recs do not have to be submitted when you submit your application. They just need to be submitted before recruitment starts, but I would recommend trying to get them done as soon as you can, just so like you don't forget about it. But if you do forget about it, it's not a big deal because as we've said, they're 100% not required. Just recommended, but it's okay if you can't get it.
And it looks like that's pretty much everything. If you guys have any more questions, we're gonna sit here for just a few more minutes. Probably like we'll give it like another minute or two for you guys to ask any final questions before we move on to the next part. Real quick though, while we are waiting, I can go ahead and discuss this. So, as part of LSU's Welcome Week, like I said earlier, in the Zoom recording, that is when recruitment happens. So recruitment week is going to be that second half of welcome week. So you'll come through, you'll move in during your scheduled move-in time from LSU. They're going to give you that information about when you can move in and stuff. Starting that day, you'll be able to go to a bunch of different info sessions that LSU hosts, whether that be just safety. You'll get to go to talks from our student health center or from the police department, just whoever you want to talk to that you have scheduled for Welcome Week. You'll attend all of those events first, and then you will have time allotted for you to come for recruitment week. We've worked very closely with the Welcome Week directors just to get everything worked out. So don't worry about anything overlapping. That's not going to happen. It's definitely going to be a totally separate time allotted thing for you guys.
Also, oh,
You go.
sorry, I just saw a chat about where do
Yeah.
you recommend to shop for appropriate clothes for Rush? Okay, so first off, you can literally shop wherever you want. What we recommend you wear is just that. It's just a recommendation. You can wear whatever you want. But like low-key, like TJ Maxx and Marshalls has such good stuff for like so cheap most of the time. I would say Dillard's, any boutique really. If you're in Baton Rouge, like we did, the stuff that we're wearing in Girl Talk is from Rodeo, is from, I'm blanking on everything else.
Hot candy, I think, was
Rock
one.
Candy, yes,
Yeah.
you'll be able to see. So any of the boutiques are great, but also like you can go wherever. It's just about being comfortable. So that's what matters. Whatever you're comfortable in, I would recommend shopping from there.
Kind of going off of that, we do have what's known as values-based recruitment. So basically what this means is our chapters aren't really paying attention to the outfits that you wear. They're not looking at the price tag. They're not looking at where you bought it from. They're just looking at you and your personality. And they're doing the exact same thing that you are, is just trying to gauge whether or not your values align with each other. And they're going solely based on those connections. So you don't have to go out and spend $5,000 on a wardrobe for recruitment week. I know I didn't. I'm sure Gabby didn't. I'm sure most of the girls going through recruitment probably didn't. I know that Rush TikTok is really big and you see all of these girls posting their really cute outfits. You can do really cute outfits on a budget. You really
And if
can.
you want to get dressed up, like I personally love getting dressed up. I just think it's fun to do my hair and makeup. Absolutely. Be true to yourself, but know that that's not what they're going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at the conversations that you guys have and like all that stuff. So go ahead and get all dressed up you want, do as much hair, do as much makeup, but also you can do the opposite. You don't even have to. One of the days, I didn't put any makeup on. I put my hair in a ponytail. I didn't put any makeup on. I put some lip gloss on and I hit the road because it was so hot outside. I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
Oh yeah. Especially for those earlier parties, like there is a chance you might get an 8 a.m., 9 a.m. party, after already having gone through a round of recruitment. So, yeah, definitely just do whatever makes you comfortable and whatever makes you confident.
Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions. So I kind of went to the next slide already, and this just has our contact information. I know I'm sharing my screen, so let me minimize the chat if y'all don't want to take pictures of this. This just has me, Ashlyn, and Hannah's emails, so you can contact us at any time to ask questions or anything. And so we'll still stick around for a little bit to make sure we're answering everything, but there we go.
Yep. And aside from our email and everything like that, if you have any questions, like I said, if you are attending any of the Bengal Bound orientations throughout the summer that are going to be at LSU's campus, we're going to have a table set up for you guys to come visit us and talk to us. We're going to be there. Our advisors are going to be there. We're going to have a bunch of different members from all sorts of the Greek community there. So you'll get to talk to everyone. We're going to be hosting presentations at the end to answer all of the questions that you guys have. Also, other than this, I do highly want to emphasize and recommend paying very close attention to our social media and our website. This is going to be where you're going to be able to find the most accurate and up-to-date information as it's happening. The second something happens in the Greek community, it's going to be posted on our Instagram, Facebook, website. So if you don't follow us already, go follow us. Pay attention to our stories. We're doing a bunch of chapter and president spotlights, some philanthropy spotlights. So if you want some early information on our chapters, definitely go check that out. We're going to be posting all throughout the summer for you guys.
All right. I feel like that kind of wraps up the presentation. Ashlyn and I will definitely stick around if anyone has questions or anything. I'm gonna pull the chat back up. But if y'all do not have any more questions, y'all are free to go, but we'll stick around. So thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it, and we're so excited.
Bye, everyone. We can't wait to see y'all on the road this fall.
Have a great night.
Okay, sorry. For anyone that's still kind of hanging out, we're gonna go ahead and end the Zoom at 7:25. So if you have any questions, go ahead and pop those in. But like I said, we will be officially ending it at 7:25.